Welcome back there, Islanders. I'm Sweet Tea, and you are in the Fantasy Island. This is the podcast that deciphers your weekly soap opera that is the NFL Injury Report. It's like a drama filled episode of your wife's favorite bullshit reality show, guys. You know what I mean? So, we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about week 8 injury reports. And man, is it a shit show. We're just about at the halfway point, guys, and this list just keeps getting bigger and bigger. You got big names on there. You got a lot of guys going down. You got some guys that are really sus. So before we dive into the world of professional ouch ball, remember to hit that like button, share the podcast with your fellow castaways, subscribe and share again. Come on, guys. Start interacting with us, guys. We really want to hear from you. Help us grow the list of fellow shipwrecked souls on the island. So let's jump into it. This week, we're going to go ahead and start with the quarterbacks. We got a mixed bag of drama queens here. We got Baker Mayfield banged up with a knee. He's questionable, but I'm pretty sure he's going to go ahead and go. Next guy up is Deshaun Watson. He has a mysterious shoulder injury, which I'm calling bullshit on that organization. I don't know what's going on there, guys. And you know what? For you fantasy owners of Deshaun Watson, you really got to be frustrated at this point because you don't know what the hell is going on and you're not getting any kind of help or any answers out of management over there. This is really sus. So at best right now, I would just bench the guy, maybe try to trade him, to be honest with you. Bombo's got a really good one on talking about trades and everything like that. I would start looking to move off of Deshaun Watson as quickly as I possibly can. Moving on to Tannahill. He's got an ankle issue, guys, and he's going to be out for a couple weeks at the very least. So, ankles being pretty essential for a quarterback, I don't think that he's going to be playing anytime soon. Moving on to Justin Fields, he's got a thumb issue still. I think he's going to be good for next week, but for this week, he's going to be sitting out and he's not going to be thumb wrestling anybody anytime soon. That's for damn sure. Next is Trevor Lawrence. This has kind of been going on for a while with him. He's got that nagging knee injury, but this boy's a gamer. He comes up clutch. He's not going to be lighting up the scoreboard for you from a fantasy standpoint, but if you don't have much, if you got Deshaun Watson and you got Trevor Lawrence, I'd be playing Trevor Lawrence every single week. This guy's going to get you whatever he can. He's getting you some solid points, but if you got somebody else, I would definitely throw them if they're a better option at this point. And lastly on that list, I gotta go with my boy Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. He's got a concussion and he is out for the week. So let's go ahead and move on to the actual prima donnas of the league. That's right, guys. I'm talking about the wide receivers. We're gonna start it off with Chris Godwin. He's got a neck problem and is questionable. I don't know, man. Neck, that's gonna be iffy, but that guy's tough. He's tough as nails. So I would proceed with caution. That's for damn sure. Next, we got Ty Montgomery with the knee issue. He's day to day right now, so I don't know what kind of impact he is going to make if he does play. The big name on this list, guys, Tyreek Hill. He's got a hip issue. So even if he does play and he finds the end zone, don't expect him to be doing his shaking and shimmying in the end zone like he normally does if that hip really is hurting him. And, for a cheetah, a hip is a big problem. But I do think Tyreek is going to be playing. Next up, we got DK Metcalf with ribs and a hip problem. DK is going to soldier on. He's going to play this week. They've already announced it. I don't know how effective he's really going to be. But then again, DK hasn't really been that effective. How effective has he really been as a fantasy wide receiver this year anyway? And lastly, we got Debo. He's still got that nagging shoulder injury, but he is expected to play. Not like he's going to get tons and tons of points, but, with Purdy out and not throwing every ball possible to Ayuk, it is possible that Debo is going to be getting himself some points. Now let's go ahead and move on to our running backs, guys. Damian Harris is not just dealing with concussion, but also a back problem too. Must be pretty hard trying to carry that whole team on your back like that, huh? Huh, Damian? I don't expect him to play. If he does, he's not going to be very effective. So, again, tread carefully. Mostert, ankle injury, guys. Saquon, elbow injury. Both of those guys are very questionable at the moment. I think Mostert's going to go. Saquon, I don't know with that one. He's kind of iffy. He's only had 1 year that he didn't get hurt. That was his monster year, and he got paid. That was the last guys. Zach Moss, he has an elbow and heel problems. But I'm gonna tell you guys right now, us here on the island, we're a little bit skeptical. We're calling cap on the Colts, man. These guys have a reputation for not telling the truth. So I don't know. I take that with a grain of salt. Next up, we got Kamara. He's out sick, but he's probably gonna be okay to play. They haven't really announced anything yet, but I would expect that if he's sick, he's gonna power through it and still play, unless he's got the Rona, guys. I don't see him sitting out, to be perfectly honest with you. Next guy up, we got Ford over there in Cleveland. He's doubtful. They haven't officially ruled him out, but really, guys, rule him out. Don't play him. Don't even think about playing him. He's going to be out. They just haven't announced it yet. Sticking with Cleveland, we got Kareem Hunt. He's got a thigh problem, but Kareem Hunt's a gamer. That boy can run. It's a thigh. It's probably just a bruise. They haven't really said too much about it, but I expect him to be able to play. Kenneth Walker, he's gonna play despite a calf issue, so he should be running. We just heard that they upgraded Charbonnet too, so he's active. Not like he makes a big difference when it comes to fantasy anyway. If you're one of those guys like me that actually picked him up and thought he was gonna be something, and apparently he's not. All right, I digress. Let's go ahead and tackle our irrelevant position now, guys, and that's the tight end. Hunter Henry's got an ankle problem. He's questionable. Musgrave's got an ankle issue. He's questionable. Hawkinson has a foot. He's probable. And Gerald Everett with a hip. He is out. I'm not going to really dive too much into this because then again, who cares about the tight ends? Unless it's Kelsey, nobody else really matters. All right, guys, that's been your weekly dose of the injury report for the NFL, courtesy of the Fantasy Island crew. Once again, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Help us grow the community of castaways on this island. So for RW King, for Bombo, I'm Sweet Tea, and we are out.